Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to a STEAM activity today. My name is Cheryl Span, and I am here to do a STEAM activity with you. I am the STEAM instructor at the Boys and Girls Club, and today we're going to do Dicot and Monocot experiment. And I know y'all probably saying, what is Dicot and Monocot? And I hear from a lot of y'all that y'all haven't went over this in school, but y'all probably get to it. But I'm going to go over it with you today so that way when you do get to it at school, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about and you'll remember what we went over today with this experiment. A dicot and a monocot is two different flowers. One has one leaf and one has two leaves. And we can find that in a lot of beans. And one of the beans that we're going to be doing today to discover if we have a dicot or a monocot is a kidney bean. They're also called red beans. It is something that we eat, that our parents cook, and they put all good stuff in it, like sausage, onions, all kind of different meats that you can put in it to give it a good taste. But we don't look at our red beans as a dicot or a monocot because we don't think about that. All we think about is the food that we eat. So today I'm going to show you how to be able to determine what kind of bean a kidney bean is. And the first thing you have to do is whenever mom buys some red beans, ask her to give you a couple of them out the bag. You don't need but maybe 2, 3, depending on how often you want to do it, because it is kind of exciting once you start, revealing it. But we're not going to use a whole bag of red beans. Once you get your beans, you're going to take them and you're going to soak them in some water like I've done here. I have a few beans in here and I've soaked them in some water. And they have to soak at least 24 hours. Sometimes it take less than that, and you can do the experiment in maybe an hour, hour and a half or 2. So what we're going to do is once they've soaked, and you'll know if they've been soaked long enough, because once you soak them, your bean will look like this. The outer layer is going to be the skin layer. So basically what that does is you can peel it off. And I'm going to demonstrate to you right here how easy it is to peel it off. It's just like peeling an orange. You just take the layer and you just peel it off. Just peel it back. And I didn't tell you, but a dicot is some type of bean or flower that only has one leaf to it. And a monocot has multiple, like 2 leaves. Okay? So that way you'll know what you're looking for. So, okay, I have my bean peeled. This is what it's going to look like once you've peeled it. After you've peeled your bean, you can just simply slide it apart. But be careful, because it is something inside of your bean that is called an embryo. Okay? And if you pull this the wrong way, you can tear the embryo and you would never know whether you had a dicot or a monocot. So this here is called the cataline. And this is the inside source that stores the food in order for the beans to grow. So the inside of it, that is what you would find there. Okay? So on one side or the other, you will have something that you will be looking for, which is called the embryo. On this one, we don't have the embryo there. But on this one, if you look closely, you can see the embryo in this side of the bean. So basically what you do is you can take your fingernail, or if you don't have your fingernails, you can take something that's really, really small and stick it up underneath that little embryo. And once you take it off, you would have something like this. That is your embryo, okay? If you look very closely to that, you will see that that embryo has 2 leaves on it. This is a dicot I'm sorry, this is a Monocot flour. So if you wanted to, you can take this small little piece of Monocot flour and get you a Ziploc bag, get you a napkin, and wet it. And once you wet that napkin, you can take this little small embryo and put it on top of your napkin, put it inside of the Ziploc bag and seal it and put it into sunlight, and this will sprout into beans, okay? Yes, this will sprout, and you will have kidney beans, red beans, or whatever you want to call them. But you have to make sure that the paper towel is wet so it'll have the moisture that it needs. And then once you seal it, it will keep the moisture in. And after you've done that, then you can take and put it into your Wonder or anywhere where there's sunlight and let it sit there and check on it in a couple of days and see if it's doing anything. But it must have sunlight in order to grow, to do something, okay? Alrighty, that is our little theory on Monocot and Dicot. So hopefully you do this experiment, and that way you can see exactly what I was talking about a little close and in person, because I know it's kind of hard to see on camera here. But if you can, just ask your mom if it's okay if you can get a couple of her red beans and soak them and then do your experiment. So you can find the embryo. You will see the inside of the food source where food is stored, and you can also tell the difference between the skin, because this feels a lot different from when you first take it out of the bag versus when it's wet, okay? All right, that's it for today. See you soon. Have a good day, boys and girls.